This is a Flying Cow production.
Well, hello, and welcome back to Movie Battles here on the Flying Cow, where we take the very best in Disney, Pixar movie trivia, and we put them head to head. I am your host, Clay Johnson, the Flying Cow himself, and here with me today is the Elk, Andrew Kelk. How we doing today, Andrew?
Well, I am absolutely doing great, and I am thrilled to be back. We're going to see a great contest coming at us today. I mean, you've got two really amazing competitors coming into this one. I know Kaleb has had a rough go of it when he started out, but he's really coming into his own, showing those skills we all know he has. And Pardis Jesudasen, of course, no slouch himself. Great competitor. Should be an amazing night.
Absolutely. Both of these guys are on a bit of a run right now. As you mentioned, Kaleb had a bit of a rough start, but now he's on a 2-game winning streak. Pardis, maybe hasn't had the most, thrilling matches early on, but he has started to go on a roll. Who knows which one of these competitors is going to continue going? I will say, though, after this match, one of them will be on a 3-game winning streak. You got to know that's got to lead one of them to a number one contendership match at the very least.
I mean, you talk about competitors coming in and really lighting the world on fire. Sometimes you see those same people appearing in the main event, and sometimes somebody kind of lights up out of nowhere. That's the story today, is two people who are competing, two guys coming in all fired up, all ready to go, and they want that shot. You know full well that those words you just said are going to light up the excitement inside them. Possible title contention right up there in the upper echelons. That's the kind of thing these guys are playing for. Not just a few points, not just one matchup, but really a stepping stone into the future here, of course, on the wonderful Movie Battles, which everybody is gotta be tuned into. Guys, like and subscribe. Don't forget it. That's right. I'll show for anybody.
Absolutely. Appreciate that. All right. So, yeah, like I said, great match. So why don't we go ahead and get these two competitors in here? Introducing first, representing the Kingdom with a record of 3 wins, 3 defeats. He is the King, Kaleb Koho. Kaleb, how are we doing today?
Feeling good. I just once again thank the Hammer for this opportunity. Our illustrious Hammer leader.
I'm the one that makes the schedule, right?
That's not what he told me. What he told me is he got me back in here, and so I gotta keep giving him things. Look, sure. He says he thinks I can beat Kelly. I appreciate that support because I'm looking to do that. So Pardis, everyone I gotta play, whoever's next, they're all just dominoes that gonna fall. Because right now I'm feeling great on this win streak. I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
All right. Well, I mean, at this point, the only one that can prove you wrong is Pardis. So what do you say we go ahead and bring him on in here? All right. And his opponent, representing whoever can tell him where the party is, with a record of 3 wins, 1 defeat. He is the Elimination Gauntlet Final 5, the 2022 Elimination Gauntlet MVP. He is the Pardy Monster, Pardis Jesudasen.
Hello.
How are we doing, sir?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, like we said, you are on a bit of a roll here. At least 2 matches in a row. And here you are coming into your 3rd match. What are your thoughts on the match here today?
I'm looking to get another win on my record. So yeah, pretty much that. Yeah.
All right. Sounds great. I mean, I can't think of a better plan for you myself. So sounds like a good mindset to be in. So let's go ahead and bring Kaleb back in here. All right. And let us go ahead and get things going with the reading of the rules for round number 1. All right. In round number 1, 8 questions from random categories will be given to all competitors. Competitors will have 15 seconds to write each answer. Answers in this round must be spoken aloud when revealing your response. All questions in this round are worth 1 point. If either competitor gets all 8 questions correct, they will have a perfect round and receive a 1-point bonus question. Competitors also have 3 repeats that they can use at any time. So if you want to hear a question again, or you just need a little bit more time, use your repeats. Competitors also have a challenge. If at any point they disagree with the ruling of a question, they can challenge. If their challenge is upheld, then they will keep their challenge. There is no stealing in this round. All right. Are competitors ready?
Yeah.
All right. Andrew, are you ready?
I mean, we've got 2 great competitors, a little quiet confidence coming out of Pardis. Kaleb, ready to take that big win. I can't wait to get this started.
All right. Well, then I don't know about you guys, but I feel ready for a movie battle. Action begin. And we will start in round number 1 with question number 1 in the category of early classics and classics. These are the films of mostly the 30s through the 50s. And your question: which of these is not a segment of Fantasia? The Pastoral Symphony, Rite of Spring, or Ride of the Valkyries? The classic concert film, Fantasia, and an early concept. I think Disney was a bit ahead of his time with this one.
I mean, heck of a good film. Even the sequel, a little bit underrated, I think, by a lot of people. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I will say I haven't rewatched the second one in its entirety, but I do remember at least enjoying some of those segments. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And we are going to start with Kaleb.
I said Rite of Spring.
Rite of Spring is incorrect. Pardis.
Ride of the Valkyrie.
Ride of the Valkyries is correct. So Pardis goes up 1-0 going into the second question in this round.
All right, guys. So Pardis on the board. Kaleb, let's see if we can get you there as well as we ask you from the category of Renaissance, which is, of course, mostly the 90s. And the question will be, in Mulan, who voiced the Emperor of China? Mulan. This is a classic. Lots of people really love Mulan. I don't think the live action is well received, but still a lot of cool action in that.
No, I mean, have you seen the live action version? There's a reason for that. It's goofier than the animated version. Just gonna say. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right, and we're going to go first with an apology for a little bit of an error on your name at the beginning there. Sorry. Pardis, what do we have?
Yeah, I got this wrong, but Jet Li.
Jet Li is incorrect. Does Kaleb have the answer to tie it up? Kaleb.
Oh my. George Takei.
George Takei, also unfortunately incorrect. We are looking for Pat Morita, the Karate Kid's mentor himself.
Takei is in that, right?
He is in that, but he does not play the Emperor. All right, so both players go in a goose egg on that question. But that is all right. Going into question number 3 in the category of the dark times. These are the films of the 2000s. And your question: in which film will you find characters such as Ray, Charlotte, and Big Daddy?
You know, I heard Ray, and immediately my thought was, this can't be a Ghostbusters question, can it?
Right. Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't be that surprised. Disney owns practically everything else anyway, but not Ghostbusters. Not yet. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and we're starting again with Caleb.
The Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog is correct. And Pardis.
The Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog, indeed. All right, so Caleb getting on the board. Pardis still up by 2-1 going into question number 4.
All right, guys, let's get you another one. This is going to come to you from the classic category of Pixar. Pixar will be your category. And your question is, in which Pixar film will you find the voice talents of Mindy Kaling, Phyllis Smith, and Louis Black? That's not a bad lineup.
No. I mean, it's odd. Half of those are from The Office. So it would be interesting to see if there are any Pixar films with more Office alums in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right.
Let's see if he pulls away further with his answer first. Pardis.
Inside Out.
Inside Out is the correct answer. Giving him that point, will Caleb continue to stay right behind him? Caleb.
Inside Out.
Inside Out it is. Correct for both players. No perfect rounds, but both guys performing well.
Absolutely. Going into the 5th question in this round in the category of hybrid and Muppets. These are, of course, the live action animation combinations and Muppets films. And your question: in which hybrid film will you find a group of characters looking for a Professor Emilius Brown? This is where we test to see what they know outside of strictly the animated realm. Most of our films obviously dealing with Disney and Pixar animation, but these editions of the hybrid films have been rather tricky this season. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and we're starting with Caleb.
I said Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks is correct. Pardis.
Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
He had it as well, keeping that 1-point lead.
Yes, very close. Punch for punch, blow for blow. Little bit of a slow start right out of the gate, but they're both doing very well. Let's see if we can keep that adventure going for you. Next category for both competitors will be decline/wilderness. This is, of course, the 60s through the 80s of Disney and Pixar film. Not Pixar, obviously. Your question is, in The Rescuers, what type of animal is Rufus? What's the best Disney animal, Clay? What do you think?
Oh, I mean, there are some great bears in Disney. Quite a few. I mean, there's some good mice as well. But I think my money's always going to go to the Phil Harris characters. Those were particular favorites of mine as a child. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
All right, did he get the correct animal? Your zoological skills at test, Pardis.
Is it mouse?
It is not a mouse. Can Caleb tie it up with his answer?
I believe he's a bird. I think specifically a seagull, but I just went with the kind of bird.
And unfortunately, we were looking for the answer cat. He is of the feline variety.
Yes. Rufus, the cat at the orphanage. All right. So, another miss there, but that is all right. Going into the 7th question in this round, which is, of course, everyone's favorite category, package films. These are, of course, the short collections of the 40s. And your question. In The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, what is the full name of Toad's badger friend and bookkeeper?
That's a good question. I think that one's really well put together. You have to really know the film in order to pull this out.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, when we're getting up to this range of, 3 wins in a row, possibly in the range of a title shot, you got to make these questions a little bit tougher. But I think our competitors here are up to the challenge in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, and Kaleb.
Angus McBadger.
Angus McBadger is correct. Pardis
Didn't get it.
did not get it. So Kaleb finally ties it up at 4, going into the final question in this round.
Very exciting. That's the way you want to come to the end of a round. See a tie happening. Of course, one of these competitors could still give themselves that advantage and pull away. No perfect round, so this will be your final question. Guys, get those big brains ready as we take you to the CG revolution. That's the 2010s to the present. For the question, in Big Hero 6, what is the name of the rich slacker who serves as the group's mascot?
Big.
Between the
Hero
two of us,
6,
Clay,
yeah.
an elk and a cow, there's a mascot up here somewhere.
I was about to say, lot of choices to choose from here today. I mean, like you said, an elk, a cow, a king, and a party monster. I mean, honestly, that sounds like a film set in a frat house. In 5,
Yeah, the after
4,
party will be lit.
3, 2, and 1. All right.
All right, we're gonna go to Pardis.
That would be Fred.
That is, in fact, Fred. To stay tied going into round number 2, Kaleb, did you have Fred?
Fred.
And he has it tied up at the end of round 1. That's right, both competitors going blow for blow, punch for punch, and staying perfectly even, which means we couldn't have skipped that first round because we love the excitement, but they are in a unique position where they're going to go into this round fresh and clean, basically 0-0 with one another effectively.
Absolutely. So let us go ahead and bring up the rules for round number 2. All right. In round number 2, also known as the wheel round, each competitor will spin the wheel up to 2 times. If you do not like your first spin, you can choose to spin again, unless, of course, you land on opponent's choice, in which case you're stuck with it. Competitors will get 4 questions from that category. Questions in this round are worth 2 points. Multiple choice is available. However, if you use it, the value of the question will drop to 1 point. Competitors will have 15 seconds to answer each question. Opponents may steal if their competitor gives an incorrect response, repeats, and challenges are still effective in this round. All right, so like we said, we are currently tied. However, Pardis came in here as the favorite since he is ranked higher than Kaleb. So Pardis, you have the choice right now. Would you like to spin first, or would you like to defer to Koho?
Don't forget, I have the free spinner.
That is correct. You do, but let's go ahead and
I'll save it. I'll save that, and I'll go second.
You're gonna go second. All right. All right. So we're gonna go ahead then, and Kaleb will spin first. So we will bring up the wheel for Kaleb. All right. So Kaleb, can you see the wheel?
Yes, sir.
All right, then Kaleb, this spin is yours. And you have landed on princesses. Questions about Disney princesses. Would you like to keep it or would you like to spin again?
I'll spin again.
All right, Kaleb gonna spin again, looking for a stronger category in this round. And we have landed on the dark times. These are, of course, the films of the 2000s. So Kaleb is going to get 4 questions in the category of the dark times. And Kaleb, I will be asking these questions to you. All right. So your first question. In the film, Bolt has a chew toy he has had since he was a puppy. What does it look like?
All right.
It is a carrot for 2 points. All right. So going now into question number 2. In The Emperor's New Groove, what does Kuzco want to call his new summer getaway?
Cusco-topia.
Cusco-topia is correct for another 2 points. Doing very well so far in this round. Kaleb currently leads by 4, 9-5. Going into his penultimate question in this round. What acclaimed actress provides the voice of Pleo, the lemur matriarch in Dinosaur?
Okay, no. I'll go multiple choice to be safe.
All right, multiple choice it is. And your options there. Is it A, Viola Davis, B, Angela Bassett, C, Alfre Woodard, or D, Octavia Spencer?
Alfre Woodard.
Alfre Woodard is correct for 1 point.
And also put that lineup in any movie, and I will go see it.
I know,
Shut
right?
up.
Like, I would love to see those 4 all on the same film. All right. So we are down now to Kaleb's final question in this round. In Lilo and Stitch, what is the name of Nani's surfer friend and potential love interest?
David.
David is correct for a big 2 points. And with that, Kaleb currently leads 12-5. Big 7-point lead. However, Pardis, of course, has not spun yet. So he's going to have the opportunity right now to spin that big wheel to see if he can make up those points. So, Pardis, you do have the spinner's choice token. So I do want to give you the opportunity right now to decide, would you like to keep that spinner's choice token or would you like to use it right now?
I'll keep it.
You're going to keep it, all right?
I'll save it. Sorry, save
You're
it.
going to save it, right. So
sorry.
I will remind you, we can spin it the first time. Obviously, if it lands on opponent's choice, you're done, but you can also choose to use it as your second spin. All right? All right, then I'm going to go ahead and bring up the wheel. All right, and Pardis, this spin is yours. All right. And Pardis, you have landed on the category of early classics and classics. Would you like to keep this category or would you like to spin again?
I think I would like to use my spinner token.
Spinner's choice token. All right. So, spinner's choice it is. So, Pardis, you can choose. What category would you like?
Some of it's covered. I can't really. There we go. Let's go with early Pixar.
Early Pixar it is. All right. So, Pardis has chosen to use his spinner's choice token and he is going with early Pixar. So he's going to get 4 questions in that category. And Pardis, the elk himself is going to be reading these questions to you.
All right, Pardis, you made an interesting decision. You're using your token. Don't forget, however, that's not your only resource. As we go into round 2, you still have your repeat challenge still in effect. And I will ask you, just for the record, Pardis, are you ready to get this particular party started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Pardis, your round number 2 in the category of early Pixar. 4 questions. Your first question will be, in Toy Story 2, what is the name of the squeaking penguin toy that Woody saves from the yard sale?
Wheezy.
Wheezy is correct for 2 big points, getting on the board, doing what he has to do to keep up with a great round from Kaleb. Second question coming your way right now, Pardis, will be, what famous comedian plays organic fuel enthusiast Fillmore the VW bus in Cars?
Multiple choice.
All right, we can do that for you. Your multiple choice options will be as follows. A, Tommy Chong. B, George Carlin. C, Richard Pryor. D, Mitch Hedberg. And Clay, my earlier put them all in a movie and I'll see it comment, this too, if it were possible.
Right? Oh, jeez.
Do I get a free repeat of the answer choices?
You do.
We'll have to clarify, but Clay says you do have a repeat of your options specifically, and your options are A, Tommy Chong. B, George Carlin. C, Richard Pryor. D, Mitch Hedberg.
Is George Carlin?
Well navigated. George Carlin for a big point. Right now, keeping his cool, keeping up with his opponent. You got 2 more questions coming your way. Your penultimate question, Pardis, will be, what is the name of the nervous queen in training in A Bug's Life?
Ada.
Ada, or Princess Ada, is the correct answer. Pardis, well done. 2 more big points. And now we're in a situation with your final question where if you get this without multiple choice, you could tie the game back up. You'll be even going into round number 3 against your opponent, of course, with steals on the board. Let's find out what happens. Your final question is, in Ratatouille, after being separated from the colony while floating down the sewer, what does Remy use as a raft?
Multiple choice.
Looks like he's going to check down to multiple. Of course, good move if you want to get that question, not give up that steal. Your options are A, a cookbook. B, a garbage can lid. C, a piece of ceiling. Or D, a wooden cutting board.
Cookbook.
Cookbook is the correct answer. As I said, well navigated. He checks down, gets that point, and ends up just 1 point behind Kaleb going into the final round.
Just shy, currently sitting at 11 to 12. Kaleb with a 1-point lead. It is truly anyone's game right now. So let us go ahead and bring up the rules for round number 3. All right, in round number 3, competitors will pick 3 numbers ranging from 1 to 20 that correspond to 3 random categories. Each competitor will get 3 questions in this round. Questions are worth 2, 3, and 5 points respectively. Competitors will have 15 seconds to answer each question. There is no stealing or multiple choice in this round. Repeats and challenges are still in effect. All right, so like I said, Kaleb currently leads by 1 point. So Kaleb, you get to give us your 3 numbers first. What sounds good?
I'll do 4, 7, and 14.
4, 7, and 14. All right, and Pardis, what about you, sir?
I'll do 3, 8, and 12.
3, 8, and 12. All right. Pardis, you are currently down by 1 point. So, in order to send this back to Kaleb and avoid the TKO, you will need to answer some questions. So, we are going to start with your 2-point question. You chose number 3. And that relates to the category of the Renaissance. All right. And your question. In Beauty and the Beast, what is the name of the candlestick voiced by Jerry Orbach?
Lumiere.
Lumiere is correct for a big 2 points. That, of course, does send it back to Kaleb to answer his 2.
Oh, I can't wait for this. Kaleb, by the way, love your crown. Always have. Let's go ahead and see if you can answer back on Pardis with your 2-point question, which will come in the category of recent Pixar. And your question is, in the film Toy Story 4, what does Forky consider himself to be instead of a toy?
Trash.
Well, it's a terrible thing to think about yourself, but it's a correct answer for 2 big points. Trash is
Absolutely. Absolutely. So he shoots it back now to Pardis to answer his 3-point question. So Pardis, you have chosen number 8, and that relates to the category of the Muppets. All right. And your question for 3 points is, in The Great Muppet Caper, what is the name of the large diamond the thieves are trying to steal?
Is it a diamond?
I'm sorry?
Diamond?
Yes, it's a diamond. What's the name of the diamond?
Oh. Sapphire.
That is incorrect. We were looking for the baseball diamond.
Oh, yeah.
The fabulous baseball diamond. All right. So, with that, we will now be moving on to Pardis's 5-point question. So, Pardis, if you get this correct, then you will force Kaleb to answer not only his 3, but his 5 as well. However, if you miss, then Kaleb will win. All right. And Pardis, you chose number 12, and that relates to the category of John and Alan. These are the film roles of John Ratzenberger and Alan Tudyk. And your question. At the end of Cars, the original Cars, the characters watch several spoofs of Pixar films. Not counting Mac, how many characters does John Ratzenberger reprise in that scene? In 5.
Repeat, please.
4. All right, that's your first repeat. All right. In John and Alan, at the end of Cars, the characters watch several spoofs of Pixar films. Not counting Mac, how many characters does John Ratzenberger reprise in that scene?
Is it 4?
And your winner, the King, Kaleb Koho. We were looking for 3 characters, specifically Ham, well, Cars versions of Ham, P.T. Flea, and the Abominable Snowman.
I was thinking 4 because, like, technically, well, not Toy Story 2.
Right, but it's only 3 different characters.
Yeah.
Like I said, characters. So, all right. So, tough match, great match from both of you guys. Sometimes it just comes down to questions that you don't know, but we will bring you guys back in for post-match interviews. Like I said, tough match. I mean, that was head to head right till the very end. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, these guys were right with each other. We saw those first couple of rounds coming out completely even. They're both getting about the same amount, not answering all of the same questions. That round one did jump around a tiny bit. Both guys showing a whole lot of knowledge here. But in the end, one of the great character actors from TV and film, John Ratzenberger, does it again and takes somebody down in movie trivia. I don't blame anybody for having a little trouble with that one, because Ratzenberger, I mean, he's all over the place in Pixar.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you know, it's there's a couple things going on in that question. You're trying to remember how many other Pixar films were out at that time, you know, which ones were maybe included, because I believe, Incredibles was before that, but he didn't have a prominent enough role in that to reprise for the joke. So it's like trying to remember all of that. I will say, like I said, the key here was Kaleb coming in with 1 extra point in round 3. And you got to wonder if Pardis regrets going to multiple choice for one of those questions, because had he not, it would have been tied and we might have had a little bit more back and forth.
I mean, that's if he pulls the question out, Clay. You never know with round number 2. That's the massive trouble there, is all those big swing points. 1 point may not be a lot, but what it does to an opponent is it puts that pressure on. If you're hanging just behind, you know you have to get your questions, and your opponent gets the chance to see you make those answers first. So with that first miss in round 3, he fell behind and couldn't quite pull it back, but gamely fought by both gentlemen.
Absolutely, absolutely. But let's go ahead and get it from the competitors themselves. So let's go ahead and go to our interviews.
All right. We are here after a hard-fought match with, unfortunately, not the victor today. Pardis Jesudasen got a great match out of you. You got some amazing answers, and you stayed toe-to-toe with Kaleb almost all the way to the bitter end. Anything you're thinking about during the match that you might have changed? Did you, perhaps as Clay said, think about changing that multiple choice in round 2 that would have had you tied? Maybe things roll a little differently.
So 3 things. Number 1, with the long question, I had a feeling it was Pat Morita. Like, I don't know why that came to my mind at all. I was like, I know the character, like I just picture the face of the character, but like I was trying to match the voice in my head. I was like, oh. And when I got it wrong to Jet Li, I was like, wait, but yeah. And then the second one with the Ratatouille question, of course it's a cookbook, because like, yeah, of course that was stupid of me. And then my 5-pointer, I don't know why, but I was counting each movie. It's like Toy Story, Bugs Life, Monsters Inc., and then Toy Story 2.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt in my mind that was an incredibly difficult question that you ended with. And as far as Ratatouille, that's maybe one of those details slipped by you. I remember reading off those multiple choices and thinking there's cutting board on here. That is also not a bad answer for this movie. You managed to navigate it well. Maybe any regrets about round 3? Do you wish maybe you used the last couple of repeats? Could you have maybe pulled that out, thought it over, and gotten that answer if you'd had a little more time?
Definitely on the last one. The Muppets, no. Not even a chance.
Well, the baseball diamond is a great joke, but also maybe not the easiest to remember. Pardis, this means that you will not be moving forward as you had hoped out of this matchup, and it even cost you your Spinner's Choice token, but you're still obviously a highly sought-after competitor here at Movie Battles. You have a good record at your name. This loss is not going to be the end, so you are going to be coming back. What's your plan? Is there anybody out there that you're looking to face off against to try to get yourself back right up to that title picture?
I don't know for sure yet, but there are a few competitors that I'm eyeing that I could take down. That I'm eyeing. Yeah.
Well, he's keeping it tight to the vest, and after a great performance today, obviously, Pardis, I just want to say you did a great job out there. You shouldn't be too worried, too ashamed about anything that happened because you were right there with Kaleb all the way to the end. Unfortunately, not quite going your way today, which means you will walk out with a loss, but it's not the last we've seen of you. We're going to have you back soon, I'm very, very sure. And with that, we're going to take it over and talk to the winner of today's match, Kaleb Koho. All right, we are back, and it's not one but two very stylish individuals. Kaleb, you are always looking amazing, classy, love the purple hair. I mean, you couldn't look better if you tried. And you know what looks really good is a win. What looks even better is what you now have potentially coming to you. You heard Clay talk about it, a little bit of chatter at the desk. A possible #1 contenders matchup in your future. That's got to make you feel good.
Oh, it's inevitable. It was inevitable. This was coming. I knew I was going to get there. Didn't matter how many matches in a row, but I've been on such a hot streak. I was like, I got to get it. So I'll gladly take it. I'll take whoever's coming. There's very few people that I'd be worried to play in the league right now that are at that level to play me. And when you're on top of your game like this, nah, I don't think there's anyone who could take me down right now. I'm gunning for that belt, Kelly. Get ready. You've been holding it for a while. You beat me the first time. That's not happening again. You got lucky the first one. So I'm not any of the chumps Kelly's been beating. So I'm going to take out whoever's coming to the contender, and then I'm taking that belt off Kelly.
Well, I'm sure they'll have a very strong movie trivia competitor coming your way, but you're obviously not someone who's afraid to call people out. You're happy to just say the name. It's like, Kelly, I'm coming to get you. That confidence, that fire, and especially your current winning record. What do you think your chances are moving forward to potentially be holding that belt before too long?
Very good. Like I'll say almost 100% certainty that I'm going to be the champion this year. There's very few people that can come my way. You know, if Caleb Boatman is out there, I would take that seriously. If Cameron Holtzman's out there, I'd take that seriously. But if it doesn't matter. I'll take them on. I'll give them the fight of their life, and they can't talk. They can't topple me right now. So I'm eyeballing Kelly's belt. That's gonna be mine within 2 matches, guaranteed.
Laying a very, very strong claim. And Kaleb, as to the match itself, obviously you're happy with the way this went. You're coming out with the victory, but Pardis did have you going for the first couple rounds there. Was there any point before that round number 3 finally came down where you were thinking like, this might not go my way? I might need to really pull something out if I want to win this match?
I was never worried. I wasn't sweating once. If I'm being honest, I did not play I honestly, I spotted him 5. In round 1, I did not play the best I could have in that round 1. I gave him 5. So when I got dark time, whatever we call the underappreciated films of the 2000s in this league, I was like, I got this. That's fine. Probably should have shot 2 on Alfred Woodard. I'll trust my gut next time. But oh well. And then got to round 3. I heard him get Muppets on 3. I was like, okay, I feel all right. I feel pretty decent. So yeah. I wasn't worried.
All right. Well, Kaleb Koho, as I said, always looking great, especially coming out with this big, big win. And we know we're going to be seeing you a lot more very, very soon. #1 contenders match possibly coming your way very shortly, maybe even all the way to that title belt. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. I want to give you congratulations on that big win. And for everyone out there who's watching, Kaleb Koho is cool, calm, collected, and he is driven to make it to that title. Will he succeed? We'll find out. Thank you so much for joining us here, Kaleb, in the post-match interviews and for that great performance today. Let's take it back over to the desk.
All right. Well, there you have it. Kaleb, obviously very confident of his chances moving forward. And I actually can confirm that Kaleb will be receiving a #1 contendership match. He will be playing that match at our next big event, Movie Battles Fallout, which will be happening the first week of July. And it's like he was reading my notes. His opponent there will be the dream worker, Cameron Holtzman. So that is going to be happening. Mark it down. You don't want to miss it.
I mean, that is an exciting matchup to be announced. And like you said, it's like Kaleb knew what was coming for him coming up ahead. He knew what kind of opponents he might be looking at. And on the run he is on with that drive behind him, some people might say perhaps coming in with some overconfidence, but I say just the right amount. It got him the win today, and it could do very big things for him in the future.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is exactly what he's going to need if he's going to have the opportunity to take it off of Kelly. That is for sure. But with that being said, we have a lot of great things coming up. Like I said, we've got Fallout in just a few weeks. We have a big championship match happening there. Little Boat, Caleb Boatman taking on the current champion, Mad Madam, Kelly Meehan. What is going to happen there? We also, as I said, have the #1 contendership match between Cameron Holtzman and the King, Kaleb Koho, as well as some other stuff. It's going to be great. You got to check it out. But in order to do that, you got to stay here. You got to stay watching. And as always, Moo.
Oh my god. Damn you. Oh my god. Stupid Dragonite. Oh my god. I hate this so much. Oh my god.
Hey,
oh my god.
Hey, Nikki. How you doing?
Hi, Hannah.
Hi. I just wanted to check in on you. It seems like you've been in a rough place lately, so I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing today.
I'm pretty copacetic overall. Not too bad. Why do you ask?
I don't know. I just wanted to check in. I know you're going through a lot. I know you lost the championship. I know that you've had some things going on, and so I just as a friendly competitor, I just wanted to come in and check in on you, see how things were.
You know what? I gotta say, things weren't going great for a while. I had a lot of, I would say, pent up aggression, anger, frustration, disdain, especially towards Clay and everything. But I've kind of taken a little bit of a break. I've been chilling. I've channeled a lot of that into playing Pokemon recently. That's kind of you. I know we've had our disputes every now and then, but thanks.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I never bore you any hard feelings. You were always an amazing competitor. I was actually, I was looking forward to hopefully having that third match against you, because you're always so much fun to play against, and I know you're always gonna challenge me. Yeah, I always had such a great time playing against you. We were such a good match, and you were strong in areas I wasn't, and so it was always, I never knew what was gonna happen, and I was really looking forward to that one-on-one match with the two of us.
I completely agree with that. I mean, in all seriousness, like you said, we both have an array of knowledge in different pockets that we really kicked ass in. And so if only we could just do that at this point. Just not even worry about the different round formats, just putting our knowledge together, toe to toe, and just seeing who just knows the most. At the end of the day,
just straight up trivia off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's actually a pretty damn good idea. Why hasn't that happened yet?
I agree, Nikki. That is a pretty good idea. I'm gonna book that for Movie Battles Fallout. How's that? Iron Woman match. Hannah versus Nikki 3. I like the sound of that.
Why are you here?
Nikki, you're on my Zoom. Why are you always on my Zoom? I
feel like a little bit of that disdain is reemerging right now, just looking at your face.
Well, use it, because I'm gonna come for you this time.
That's a very good idea. I like allocating my resources effectively, so let's do that.
All right, I'll see you guys there. Go home.
If you say so.
I'm gonna go home.